a crack shot at this.
You mean you have to use your hands? That's like a baby's toy.
Yeah, if you're still playing video games yourself with your hands, I've got just one question.
What's wrong with you?
Because it has recently come to light that Sony has patented some AI technology that's purpose is to, you guessed it, play your games for you. So today I wanted to talk about this possible big new leap for video games, removing all the tedious playing you have to do in them currently. The patent filing by Sony pertains to, quote, assigning a default gameplay profile to a user wherein the default gameplay profile comprises a default gameplay style that simulates human gameplay, wherein the default gameplay profile is configured to control gameplay for the user based on the default gameplay style, monitoring a plurality of gameplays of the user playing a plurality of gaming applications, generating a user gameplay profile of the user by adjusting the default gameplay style based on the plurality of gameplays wherein the user gameplay profile compromises a user gameplay style customized to the user, controlling an instance of a first gaming application based on the user gameplay style of the user gameplay profile. Jesus Christ. Basically, they're going to have this AI. It's going to have a default gameplay style. It's going to watch you play games, learn how you play, and then you're going to be able to let the AI take over for you, I guess, at the flip of a switch. And it will not only play the game for you, but play like you because it's been watching you play. They go on to list some examples here, discussing players could ask the AI profile to proceed in automatic mode to complete specific game tasks that are difficult for the user. I like how they also point out they could flag if a player needed AI help to beat a task. Quote, if the AI character has completed specific tasks, those tasks can be identified as being completed by the user with assistance from the AI game controller. So it's like, I don't know, you're going to get like achievements or something and be like, oh, you beat level 2 with assistance from the AI. Like, how embarrassing. Another example given, oh, and I love this one, is online multiplayer co-op games where a player may need to leave the game to eat or work. Yeah, you could be in the middle of a gaming session and, I gotta get to work. I gotta stuff my fat face or I'm gonna die. In this situation, instead of the game having to end, the player can turn on the automatic mode and have the AI play with their friends in their absence until they can return to take over again. Okay, so you get the gist of all this crap. To start off, I'm already someone who is very against all this, every game should have an easy mode, everyone should be able to beat every game type of casual garbage. And I see the excuses, my 3-year-old needs to be able to beat Dark Souls. How is a gaming journalist going to get past the Cuphead tutorial if you don't make it easier? No, sorry, the idea that every game needs to be easily accessible to everyone already out of the gate, it doesn't even make any sense to me. If, a game's not for you, it's not clicking with you, just play something else. Happens to me all the time. I see games with, a visual style, a story that looks intriguing to me, but then, I see the gameplay in that, and I'm like, that might not be for me. I might not have fun playing it, so, I'm going to play something else. And if developers want to add stuff like an easy mode on their own, that's fine. But we see this push for games like the aforementioned Dark Souls. I know we always use Dark Souls as the example for the tough games, but this also comes up a lot with Dark Souls. We got these people crying that it needs an easy mode so everyone can beat it. The difficulty, the challenge, is part of the developer's intended experience. Adding an easy mode to some of these games destroys the entire experience, in my opinion. Similarly, you got stuff like bullet hell shooters, platformers that are like fast-paced and require like pinpoint precision. The failing and stress of it all are part of the experience. These games aren't the same without it. And if the developer feels like that's important for you to experience as a player, they're making the game. I'd never get this idea of like criticizing a game over being too difficult. Like, I get pointing that out to people like, hey, this game is pretty tough, so, if you don't want to deal with that again, play something else. But I do believe developers should be allowed to make the games the way they want to make them without people pushing them to make these sorts of changes. So I'm already at that point, and this just takes things to an entirely new level. Having the game play itself. Sony, I know we troll you about your games being movies already, but yeah, now you've gone too far. We're past even David Cage, Detroit Become Human Heavy Rain territory with this nonsense. My first question, my main question about this whole thing would have to be, who would ever want this? At least the easy mode, like I described. I understand some of you guys want to be able to play a game just without any challenge because you suck. I get that. But having the game play itself, at that point, why not just save the money and watch a Let's Play? I mean, I'm serious. I mean, if you're just going to watch someone play the game, what does it matter? Oh, no, it's just one part. It's too hard. Just figure it out, dude. In this day and age with YouTube tutorials and stuff, there's not really much in games I feel like your average player even can't overcome. And this, what is it, like player profile? Oh, the game is going to be able to learn how you play and play just like you. Obviously it's not, because it's doing the shit you can't do. It even says in that description, if the AI was playing like you wouldn't need the AI in the first place. If anything, you're having this AI take over to play not like you. And oh man, that online angle, gotta talk about that. Basically, what they're discussing is botting. Something that's not allowed can get your account banned in a lot of games. I mean, does anyone think people should be able to play online? I don't care if it's co-op based or not, and just let the game play for them, grind for them perhaps? Like, I'm really into Monster Hunter right now. Would it be fair if I was able to just accept quests, join people's quests, and completely walk away from the game, go take a nap or something while it plays itself and farms materials and shit? Completely stupid. No one's gonna want that in an online game with multiplayer, except for people who like botting, who are cheaters, basically. And back to the single player, the reasoning we always see with stuff like this is, well, why not give people options? You have the option to play the game yourself, and if people want to have the option to have it played for them and watch, they can do that too. Well, because every option, every mechanic, whatever, in every game costs something, resources to develop. And this isn't going to be some small thing. Like, this is going to be different for every game it's implemented in. This AI is going to have to be able to tackle all the game's different play elements, especially as noted, the intention is for it to play the sections that are too hard for you, pretty complicated stuff perhaps. That's going to mean money, development time, etc. is going into developing this AI so it can play whatever game. And for, once more, seriously, how many people? I just can't possibly believe there's a large audience of gamers who just wish they could sit back and watch their games be played for them. And again, pay real money for that, like, $60 over just watching a Let's Play for free. Because I get people like to watch other people play games. Obviously, Let's Plays are super popular. But $60 for a no commentary Let's Play? And with this being a Sony thing, going back to my idea about, the developer's intended experience for a game, if this does end up being something they follow through with, I could see them pressuring at least their first-party studios to implement it into their games, which means, like I said, resources that could have been spent on making the actual gameplay experience better for the crazy people who want to, play their video games themselves. You're going to have more of the money being spent on this AI so it can play the game for you. And yeah, I can't see many developers picturing that as the intended gameplay experience, something they want people to do with their games. Like, oh, I'm going to spend years making this game, for you to watch it play itself. Just, God, when I think I've seen how stupid things can get in this industry, every single time without fail, I get something like this thrown at me that just totally blows everything I thought I knew out of the water. Bottom line, the whole purpose of video games, the thing that sets them apart from other entertainment, is the fact that you play them. They're interactive. I, again, don't think making that interactivity completely optional is something that people are really clamoring for or will ever clamor for. It seems like a total waste of resources that could be spent on making any game it's implemented in just a better gameplay experience for the people who want to play it. Instead of going through all this trouble, instead of doing this, why not just have every part of the game be skippable? At least that'd be much easier to do than programming this whole AI to play the game for you. Yeah, just let people, when they start up the game, if they want to go to the final cinematic right to the credits, let them. You know, we can go to howlongtobeat.com and enter our time. Oh, Final Fantasy 15? Yes, it's my first time playing. It took me about 35 seconds. Done. Next game. Honestly, at this point, just let people do that, I guess. Once more, I don't see much of an audience for this whole thing to begin with. And if you are in that camp, if you are someone who wishes you could just buy a game, you know, put it in your console, download it onto your computer, grab a bowl of popcorn and watch it be played for you, maybe video games aren't your thing. You should be watching movies. And I don't think video games need to become movies to suit you. Anyway, with that, this video's a wrap. Let me know your thoughts on this AI assistant potentially coming our way in the future in the comments. Would you want to be able to take a nap while your games play for you? As always, I'm the Shy Guy, Johnny Zakari, and thanks for watching.